free. I'm just sitting here, I got time, it's clear to see. From up here, the world seems small. We can sit together, it's so beautiful, you and me. We meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free. A step back to see the truth around you. From a distance you can tell. You and me were meant to be outdoors, forever free. You and me, meant to be in the great outdoors, forever free.
Greetings, Glitter Gang. Happy Thursday. It's Thursday night. It's 9 o'clock. It's June 18th, and we're going to start page 2B in the Catch a Tag Remastered album. We finished page 2A with relatively little drama, so that's pretty good. Yeah, let's see if the rest of it wasn't page 1A that was the problem with page 1. It was like all the other stuff. So we're not out of the woods yet. The plan for tonight is we're going to do page 2B, and we are going to do, if possible, we're going to do all the cards or the pockets. We're going to do an insert. We're going to get this all covered up so it stops tearing this. We're going to figure out if there's a way to fix what's torn. That's what we're going to work on tonight. So let's say hi. Let's go through the romper room. I did read that the actress from the romper room died this week. So this will just, all future romper rooms will be in remembrance of her. So let's see. Barbara Jean did not miss it. She says hello. Deb, hi. How are you? Hello, Joyce. Priya says happy glittery Thursday evening. Bev says, good glittery evening. Good glittery. Good. I was going to say good glittery evening is great, but then I couldn't even say it. So now it's canceled. Fran says, hello. Joyce says, does anyone know how I can make my picture appear to the left of my comment instead of a body blob? I think that has to do with something you do on your YouTube channel. Which everyone has to have a YouTube channel now. That's kind of, if they want to comment, you can't just have a YouTube account. You have to have a channel. I don't know when they made that decision. I don't know anything. You would think I would, but maybe I should start reading the creator newsletter when it comes. Candy says, hello, glittery ones. Vicky says, good evening. Hello, and good evening to you. Bev is checking on how to get Joyce a picture. Oh, that's very nice, Bev. Thank you. Kathleen says, hello. Hi, Donna. Donna's computer wouldn't wake up. It's just tired. It's just had enough. It's had enough. All right, so Bev has found the answer to changing your picture. You click your login, then click manage your account, then click upload picture. Ella, good evening. How are you? Judy, hi. Cindy, hello. You're best off not knowing anything. That's probably true. That's probably true. Catherine, hello. Happy Thursday. So I do have a correction. Earlier I was talking about diaries in the previous video, and I mentioned Alexander Pope and the fire. It's actually Samuel Pepys who wrote the diary with the fire. Alexander Pope was born after the fire, I think. So earlier when I said you learned something, you didn't. So I'm sorry about that. But now you have learned something. So you're okay. So now you know. Samuel Pepys. He was into diaries. Okay. All right, let's do page B2 in the Catch Tag Remastered album. So you might have learned something, but you learned the wrong thing. You learned incorrect information. Incorrect information. The book list. All right, let me look it up. So, the book list is Quest for the Holy Grail by Anonymous, the medieval French version, Old Man and the Sea by Ernest Hemingway, and what's the other book? Oh, The Wasteland by T.S. Eliot. Those are the three. Okay, just kidding. I found it. All right, so the book list for July, and you'll be able to vote on these starting next Thursday. So starting Thursday the 25th, you'll be able to vote on these in the Facebook group. Link to the Facebook group in the video. Just why not throw Moby Dick in there? Because when I do the poll, only the first 3 books show up on the poll, and then you have to click see more items to vote on the other ones. And those books, the books that didn't show on the poll, they always got the fewest votes. So I just assumed people did not see them. So I try to keep it to 3 so that all the books have the same chance. I guess we could replace the medieval French Quest for the Holy Grail with Moby Dick if you wanted to keep it modern. The miter shears that I have are, I can tell you the company, but I recommend that you don't get these because the blade is not replaceable on these. I recommend finding a set with a replaceable blade. The company name is not on this unless it's this YH or HY. I guess it would be YH. So you see how this is like a scissor? Some of them have it where this is just a razor blade. You just like clamp in a razor blade. I think those would be better. Let me check my Amazon list and I'll get a link to this exact one. But like I said, this one would have to be sharpened, the blade, And I think it's probably better to get one where you can just replace the blade like you could with an X-Acto knife. So I don't necessarily recommend this one, but it does work. So if you're struggling to get one that even works, then maybe I should recommend this one. All right. Okie dokie. So I put a link in the chat to the ones that I have from my Amazon list. All right. So starting June 25th, you'll be able to vote on these books. Lock Every Door by Riley Sager. Gods of Jade and Shadow by Sylvia Moreno Garcia. And Things You Save in a Fire by Kathryn Scraps. And the theme for July was, I had seen an ad for Book of the Month Club on Facebook, and I thought we'll just have them pick books. So I just went to see what they recommended in July of 2019, and the 3 books that looked like they were most interesting and easiest to get are the ones that I chose. So I'm still not just gonna go with the whole like, let's just see what happens if I don't do anything and if I don't try. See, there was something wrong with this and I was like, what happened? Okay. There we go. Yay. All right. Must have come off. Okay. So here we go. We are going to try and make a cute book. All right. No, in fact, we're feeling, well, I don't know. I'm feeling worse. Okay. So let's see what we did on the last one. I think we did all the backs the same and all the fronts different. Yes. And then, ooh, we tied this into this. Okay. All right. That's fine. That works. So all the backs will be, oh, I guess we'll just decide. We'll just decide. All right. So, okie dokie. All right. Now let's see. Let's do, should we do green here? Green polka dot? Or yellow star to tie this to this? I think green polka dot would probably be better than yellow star. All right, let's take a look. First, let's get those 2 for I did not change the selections for the July books. Those are the same. I was joking. It's not Moby Dick, The Old Man in the Sea, and The Wasteland. It's still Lock Every Door, Gods of Jade and Shadow, and Things You Save in a Fire. All right. So that's the 3 books if you want to screenshot it. Okay. All right. So kind of pulling out paper to see what I want to use. And actually, I think I'll do this. So this will go on the flap and on the back. And then for the liner, I'm going to use this. Oh wait, it's already lined, right? No, it's not lined. That's the problem. Okay, well, we just need to put that there. So we just need the blue, a piece of blue. All right. I don't know why I didn't line it. Do I have any of this blue left? I don't. So I'll have to cut a new sheet. It's not the end of the world. Okay. All right, so what do I need? I need this. And we'll do blue sheet is here. All right, that's that and that. And then for the envelopes, we'll do one of the backpacks, one of the letters, one of the rulers, and, you know, let's go ahead and use one of the composition book. All right. And then for the going all the way down, like what runs through it, we're going to use the wood. All right, so that's okay. All right, we got it going. Okay. Okay. All right, so first things first. This one, how did I handle it? I had it come all the way over. Okay. So this one gets cut to 7.5. And I'm going to cut it to 7.5, and then I'm going to put tape on it. Before we put it all the way down. Okay, and we'll start with that. All right, so set this aside for a minute. Okay. All right, so I hope everyone had a good afternoon. And we're just going to be putting down paper for a bit here. So yeah, so Thursday of next week, we're going to be discussing this month's book club, which is Footprints in the Sand by Mary Jane Clark, which is a beach read. And it was part of our theme for June, which was books with flip-flops on the covers. So hopefully it will be fun and cute. I haven't read it yet. It won't take me very long to read, I don't think. I don't think it was long. Now I'm wondering how long it was and if it's going to be some giant tome. Oh, it'll probably only take me 3 hours. Okay, that's fine then. Okay, then I'm not worried. I'm not worried at all. I'll be able to do it. All right. Okay, but yeah, just based on the length, it should only take me about 3 hours. And it doesn't sound like there's a lot of complex themes I've got to wrestle with, so. Okay, so now I just have to measure from this corner to the edge of this pattern paper. And that's, I think, yeah. We could read the Count of Monte Cristo. That's like 1,500 pages long. There's a book club on Reddit. And it is where it's like a book club. They read a different book together every month, and then they have discussions every week. So it's like, by this week, you should have read up to this page, and we'll discuss up to that. That's how they do it. And right now they're reading a book that's on my list of books to potentially read this year, which is 1Q84 by Haruki Murakami, which is like so long, like many thousands of pages. And so it's so long that even on this Reddit, they broke it up into 3 months. So what, maybe I can assign 1Q84 for our book club, and then we could all catch up and go talk to them. Okay, so I actually need to cut 1/8 of an inch off the end. So I should have done, instead of 7.5, I should have done 7 3/8. That's okay. It's not the end of the All right, looks like there's something going on in the chat. All right, let me just check it really quick and see what's going on. Although people are saying I'm back, so maybe it was just a momentary blip. All right, okay, so I'm registering it as back. I just gave myself the peace sign.
All right, okay, so I'm.
Oop, that's gonna give you an echo loop. I'm sorry about that. Yeah, it's because Fran says it's because she suggested the Iliad. That's right. Apparently YouTube is anti-Iliad for sure. All right. Okay, well, we'll just hope for the best. All you missed is I stuck the wood piece down, so you didn't miss that much. You really didn't miss that much. All right, I'm going to set this to the side and cut the pieces I need. 1, 2, 3 pieces that are like 7/8, and then this piece is 4 3/8. So 1, 2, 3 that are 7/8. That's what I'll start there. All right. So Fran wanted to read the Iliad, and YouTube was like, no way, man. No way, Jose. 1 1. Two. 3, and then this one is 4 3/8 that I need to cut. All right. So now I need to ink all of these. I have read the Iliad. I have read the Odyssey. I prefer the Iliad. I mean, it's just more exciting. Not that exciting stuff doesn't happen in the Odyssey, but there's like the Iliad is more like it's a war, you know, and the Odyssey is a boat ride. So it's different levels of excitement. 1Q84 looks interesting, but it says the average person takes 27 hours to read it. Yeah, 1Q84 is a big book. I can tell you how long it would probably take me to read it. Maybe. I might be able to tell you. Yeah, it would probably take me, it would take me no more than 23 hours. Yeah. Hi, kitty. Hi. You can come say hi. Will you say hi to everyone? Congratulations, Mary. Oh, hi. Kitty saying hi. Hi, kitty. Say hello to all your friends. Don't step on this. Oh, kitty, hello. Ooh. Oh, her tail is really going. It's trembling, like with excitement. She's so excited. And she's off. One Q84 is a retelling of 1984. By an internationally translated and best-selling Japanese author. So it's 1984, a little bit more modernized and from a Japanese perspective. So, but and the Q is for question. The Q in 1Q84 is for question mark because they don't know when they are. So, but yeah, it's supposed to be really interesting. So, it is long though. It's super long. It would be a commitment for sure. Okay. So let's stick these down. So Mary's, it's not, I mean, it's a Japanese author's take on 1984. It's not 1984 retold. It's more like, I mean, 1984 is definitely the inspiration for it, but it's not like, what do I want to say? It's not like it's just 1984 in translation. I think it has a very different plot, more like 1984 vibes. Oh, no! No, I haven't read it. It's on my list to read this year. Look, I got scooched over. So I have to pull it up. Ugh, what a pain. Drat. I once read someone on Twitter posted that you're either a 1984 person, an Animal Farm person, or a Brave New World person. Like, you don't like all of them. There's one of them that you read when you were a teenager that was super impactful to you. And I do think that's interesting. Because personally, I'm definitely more of a Brave New World person than a 1984 or Animal Farm person. Although I do know people who like all three, so if you had to choose, you'd choose Animal Farm. Animal Farm would be my number 2 of those three. I would put 1984 last. I wonder if Fahrenheit 451 was on the list. Fahrenheit 451 is very much come true in a lot of ways as well. Of the dystopians. You're ready for a new world? But yeah, you wouldn't want to live in any of those books. You wouldn't want to live in Fahrenheit 451, although you already kind of do. You wouldn't want to live in Brave New World, although you already kind of do. You wouldn't want to live in 1984, although you already kind of do. Animal Farm, some people live in Animal Farm, some people don't. You know. But they've all come true in their ways. That happens a lot with speculative fiction. There are ways in which it comes true. Because I think what happens with these types of authors is they look at things that are happening around them in their time and they say, if this was taken, like if this is unchecked and nobody does anything about it, what would be the like extreme of this that you could arrive at, sort of. Although in Brave New World, if you don't like it, at least there's Soma, so we don't really have that. All right, so okay. I'm just going to try and dry this off. I guess while I'm waiting, I tried to get all the tape off so I could close this, but I guess we're going to cover it with a photo mat, so it doesn't really matter. I'll just close it. All right, so before I stick these down, I'm going to make sure that they do fit. Yeah. You already lived through 1984 and once was enough? My nails are trash, and my plan was to fix them before the show today, but I was so tired from being up all night that I didn't do it. So hopefully before next week I'll have addressed the nail situation. Okay. All right, so this is dried out and we can retape it. This color is called Bubble Bath. It's in my opinion, it's my favorite, like sort of baby pink, all occasions nail color. So check it out. If you're looking for just something you can wear every day, it will match all your outfits. It will look good with everything. OPI. Hi from Australia. How are you? From your, or hi to Australia, I guess. All right, so let's try to get this on straight this time. And then there we go. All right, we made it. All right, so that's done. So now we have basically the board is going through. It looks like it's going all the way down through the page. All right, so with the blue, we need a piece to go here and then a piece to go here. We're gonna use the blue here so that the liners will match. Okay, so the question is, did I make a template of this? I mean, that would have been smart, so probably the answer is no. Let's see. Oh, I think I did. Yay. Whew. That's gonna save us some time. All right, so we need a blue one for underneath, and then what did I say was going on the outside? Oh yeah, the yellow, these guys. All right, so this one needs to go like so. So so we've got that one in yellow, and then we need to do it this way on the blue. And I just want to make sure when I do the blue that I have the pattern facing the right direction. All right, so now I'm gonna cut these with scissors because I'm confident with scissors and I'm not worried about it, but you could use a ruler and a craft knife if you wanted to make sure it was definitely straight. Oh my gosh, that's a ton. $49 for a kilo of ginger. My goodness. Okay. All right, so we've got these two. And now we're gonna ink with the black soot and stick them down. Hello. We've got quite the international crew this evening. Welcome, welcome. All right. So now that I've inked these, I'm going to use the 1/4 inch tape to go all the way around. And on the ends, I'm just going to go over. And then I'll trim it. And then this one I'll go off the edge as well. And then off the edge. Okay. Yeah, I was thinking because of the exchange and then also because of the import fees, that getting paper printed locally would probably be really beneficial out of all the countries to Australia, New Zealand. Just because it's so far for shipping, like freight's expensive, duty is expensive, and then the exchange on top of that. If you can find a good local printer. Fran, are you going to become a ginger dealer? Is that going to be your side hustle? So the guy who's coming to fix my wall is coming tomorrow. So hopefully my house will stop leaking soon. Okay, dokie. So I'm gonna just stick a piece of tape right in the middle here. It's good to be well-rounded. I wish Graphic 45 and Stamperia would go digital too. Yes. And Prima is the other one. Prima's like kind of digital, like some of their stuff is digital, but not all of it. I wish they would just get it together and digitize everything. And then Graphic 45 and Stamperia, definitely. I got contacted about Vectoria Designs. I need to look into them. Does anyone use their stuff? Do they do paper? Or like 12 by 12? Yes, the Prima is kind of scattershot. Like they haven't done all of it. Like I want them to just sit down and do all their designs. And Old Pink Paisley I want too. Back when they were good. Okay. All right. So now with this, the only thing we have to do is we have to do the 1, 2, 3, 4 that go on the backs. So we need 4 strips of it. Simple Stories is great. I think they did everything, and that's what I want everyone to follow the Simple Stories model. I think Simple Stories has done it the best out of everyone. Has digitized their stuff the best. All right, so I need 4 1/4 inch vertical strips of this, so I'm going to cut it like 4 1/4 inch and then we'll tape it. Okay, so now I'm going to just put like tape across the top and tape across the bottom, and then we'll cut strips. Etsy has some great stuff. There's a designer on Etsy I want to contact. I really like to see if she'll make me something. Snap Click Supply is great too. All right. So I need 4 of these. I'm going to cut them to 1 1/4. That way I know that they'll fit and I don't have to worry about it. All right, now there we go. So got those. We're gonna ink them on 3 sides and stick them down, and then chomp them. Chomp them, then ink them. Chomp, then ink. Chomp, then ink. And then we'll do a 5x7 pinwheel for their photo mats that go on the back. And I don't need to ink the long straight edge because that will be covered by the photo mats. So I'm just going to ink the 2 small and then the chomped edge. All right, so I'm going to stick these down. And then we're going to make the photo mats with a 5x7 pinwheel. Snap Click is great. That's where I got this paper actually from them. This is Echo Park. I got it from Snap Click Supply. And they have some Prima and they have Cartabella. Hi, May. All right. So okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4 photo mats I need. And then we'll just keep on keeping on. Okay. Photo mat. Oh. Okay, so the 5x7 pinwheel, the only number you need to remember is 5. Everything, that's it. Everything happens with 5. So you put the paper at 5 and you cut up to 5. And then you turn it and you put the paper at 5 and you cut up to 5. 5, 5, 5, 5. Then you turn it. That's 5 by, this is 5x7. Turn it, put the paper at 5. Cut up to 5. Another 5x7. Turn it, put the paper at 5. Cut all the way to the top. 2 5x7s. Total 4 5x7s. This is your scrap. That's it. Nice. Now you can use these to make 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 mats. Whatever you want. Okay. And then we'll get the stamper out, the Misty. We'll get the Misty. But look what, I'll show you what I made though. For the future. Sorry, the microphone was on microphone 2 for some reason, so you didn't get to hear my explanation. But basically, so what I did is I took the digital stamp, I made a digital stamp of the favorite photo stamp. And this is a 13 by 19 sheet. This is a super tabloid, or super B is what this is called. And this is what I use in my printer exclusively. I don't print on 12 by 12. I print everything on 13 by 19 and I fill the whole page. So typically I'll have like a 12 by 12 up here and then embellishments at the bottom is how I do it. And you can get 8 of the 8 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 photo mats on a 13 by 19 sheet. And I've done them as white with black, and they have black borders, 1/16 of an inch black borders. But if I wanted to, I could convert the white to another color, and I could convert the black to another color. So let me show you what I mean, which is like, let's say I wanted it to match a paper collection I was using. Let me just pull, I'll pull up Ladies Who Lunch. Okay. All right, so let's say I wanted to use it with Ladies Who Lunch and I wanted my photo mats to be the same color as the paper. I can use the eyedropper tool to pull the off-white that's used in Ladies Who Lunch, and I can dump it. Oops, sorry. I would not do it that way. If I just want to change the, why is it leaving this 1? That's weird. But yeah, I could go in and I could change, I could change the color. I would do this while like jamming to music. And what I would do is I would just change one of them. Once I had one done, then I could do all the other ones. I would just copy it over onto all the other ones. So I would only have to make one new mat. But yeah, I could make them any color. So this is what I think I'm going to do going forward. Is, you know, I'm going to customize them. Like if I want this exact gray, and then I'll just print them out so that they match my collections. And then I won't have to ink them or stamp them or anything. I just have to cut a bunch of them out at the beginning. That's what I want to do. So that's kind of what I want to do. So I think that's what I'll do going forward. But yeah, that was just a little quick break to show what I've been working on. So, but that's my plan. That's my plan. I'm gonna make custom photo mats for my projects. I'm gonna have to run out of stuff first. So I don't think it's gonna be anytime soon that I'll be using them, but because I still have a ton of photo mats, particularly I have a lot of blurg. What do I need? Oh, I need my black ink. Yeah. I should put away this blue ink so I stop grabbing it. Look at me using all of my brain cells. Better watch out. Better watch out. All right, so I drag the Misty so that it hangs off my desk by about a ½ inch. I could probably do it on 8.5 by 11 too, and save my, just get 3 on 8.5 by 11. I mean, because then I wouldn't have to sit around and print them all. I could just say print out 20 of them and then I could go leave the room. With the 13 by 19, I have to feed it in one sheet at a time. So it takes longer. Yeah, that was Photoshop Elements 19. The version I have is 19. But anyway, so that's what I've been messing around with. I do sell this image as a digital stamp now. And it's a pack of $1.95. You get favorite with an O. And you also get favorite with an OU. So it has both American English and Commonwealth English spellings in the little digital pack. And you can get that at kathrynscraps.com. So we do have that. What pound paper am I using? For what? For printing them as photo mats? I'll probably use just okay paper. There's no reason for a photo mat to be really nice because usually it's already backed with something. Yeah, it'll keep the bulk down to use, like I'll probably just use koala, like the 32 pound single sided. The really, really cheap one. Oh, it's so funny. So I went through and I thought I had koala single sided and I did buy it. I checked on my account online, but they sent me double sided. So I only have double sided koalas. Yeah, I wouldn't do it on nice paper. Because I don't need the bulk. You know, I don't need the added bulk, and photo mats are not like, if it's just going to be stuck to a cardstock. If it's a photo mat that I would like pick up and handle, I might do nicer. Like, so I might do like a couple sheets of a nicer cardstock, a thicker cardstock. The only issue is that the edges will be white, like the very edge, it will have a cut white edge, and we'll just have to see how much that like irritates me. Hopefully I can get over it for the time savings. Let's see if I can. Let's see if I can be normal. Be like, Kathryn, you can live with a white, I mean this edge, the like side would be white. So what is normal? That's a good question. I've heard about it. I've heard about it. Hi, Artemis. Happy Thursday. Ooh, she's reading you a book. Exciting. Sounds like a big girl. The book is called I'm Not Gonna Get Up Today. That's a mood. That's a mood. Definitely. All right, so now we've got our 4 photo mats and they're inked. I just have to cut them apart, inked and taped, and then we'll stick them on the back of the cards or the pockets, and then we'll decorate the fronts. Look at us moving right along. Oh, I probably shouldn't have said that. We're probably doomed now. I probably, it's all over. It's all over. Do I do my own gel nails? Yes, I do. Is it difficult? It depends. If you're good at painting your nails, the answer is no. You can do gel nails just fine. If you struggle with painting your nails, particularly if you struggle in the area of getting polish onto your skin instead of keeping it all on the nail, then it might not be for you. Because when the light heats the polish, when it cures the polish, any polish that's touching your skin, it does hurt. So, like, if you can keep the polish on your nail and you don't get like overflow or anything, like if you're good at that, then no problem. It's not any harder than doing your regular nails. But if you find painting your nails to be a general struggle, then the lamp can sting. And like anywhere it's touching you, you can't just take polish remover and get it off later, because that's all cured. So it's just going to be stuck. It's going to be stuck there. So it's not as forgiving as regular nail painting. So I guess that's, so yes or no. Yes and no is what I would say. I mean, and you can certainly get better at it too. Like my sister, you know, she struggled with it, but she's been practicing and she's fine now. So do I find it easier to do one hand than the other? Yeah, my left hand is easier for me to do because I am left-handed, but what I do is I do my right hand first. And that helps a lot because then I don't have polish on my left hand when I'm trying to do my right hand. And so when I get if I get outside the lines, I can just wipe it off while it's still wet before it's cured. With my left hand, I can just clean up my right hand. But the big thing that can really help is what I've learned with painting nails, if you do struggle with flooding, is first of all, wipe off the paint and do several thin layers. You know, don't try to do one thick layer all at once. That's tip number one. And then tip number two would be, don't try to paint to the edges. Say, like, you know how when we're crafting and I say leave a hair in between the score and the edge of a piece of paper? Same thing with the polish and your finger. Leave a hair of nail showing between the polish and your finger. And if you intend to do that, usually you'll get right to the edge without going over, because that gives you a little bit of wiggle room. Do they last a long time? They do. I did these, I mean, weeks ago, right? My nails, I had this same polish on in the video I did on the T for 3 album, which I posted 2 weeks ago. So it's lasted at least 2 weeks. Mine usually last until I take them off. I've been having trouble with this particular color. I've had three nails peel. So, but otherwise they stay on typically until I take them off. All right, so we've got the backs done. So now we need to do our 4 colors for the front, and then we'll decorate this and we'll be good to go. So. All right, so for the 4 designs, I chose these. So I'm going to cut the pieces out of these, and then I'll be right back. Trying to figure out how I got this. Oh, it must have been upside down. Okay. Ooh, that was really jagged. I think I need to change my blade. Yeah, let's just change the blade now. And see, I already have one side marked as black, which means I've already used up the other side, so it's time for me to get a completely fresh blade. So what I do is I take the plastic thing from the new one and I put it on the old one, and then I can recycle the old one. All right. This is Echo Park. This is Echo Park. Echo Park paper back to school. Gotta cut that down. And this one I'll just cut down. All right, so I'll be back And what I'll do is I'll cut them to the right size, and then we'll tape them, and then we'll punch their holes and stick them down. All right. So I know if I made, oh, Kitty, hello. Hi, you didn't scare me at all. You did not. You did not scare me at all. I was just so excited to see you. It seemed like a gasp, but it was really just excitement. Okay. Yeah, I got the digital of this one. All right, so you wonder if Kitty gets scared every time I jump? Kitty's probably like, what is her problem? I very clearly was stomping my way up the stairs. And it's not like she's the same exact color as the carpet or anything. She's the same exact color as the carpet. By the way, the same. She carpet camouflages. If only she could tell you about the nightmare that she lives in and day out. About how difficult it is. How she tells me what to do endlessly and I never do it. I don't listen. I can't be taught to do like tricks or anything. She's like, I was just sitting there minding my own business. How's Kitty's diet going? Kitty's diet is going well. Kitty lost half a pound in the first week on her diet, which is a lot. So we are trying, so we added some more food back in, like just a little bit more food, because that's a little too much. So that's a little too much for a kitty in 1 week. Kitty's doing better than you are. Well, if you had to eat what Kitty has to eat, you might be doing better too. Like Mittens came by once, but we had all of the screens replaced on the lower half of the pool cage with screens that are for dogs. So Mittens and Kitty, it hasn't been as dramatic since since that happened. Because I don't think they feel like they're getting anywhere. I think that Red River is, they're talking in the chat about different printer papers. I think the best, of all the printer papers I've tried, I like the Red River the best. But it's so expensive. So I don't always use it. Yes, we are enjoying our new house aside from like the drama. We like it a lot better than our last house. A lot better. And it has a pool, so I mean, that's been great. I'm hoping tomorrow. You missed the drama. If our house flooded during Tropical Storm Cristobal a couple weeks ago, we had a water incursion. So we had the water guy out to dry it out, and he's done. So now the stucco guy is coming to repair the wall, so that hopefully the next time it pours down rain for 3 straight days, it doesn't flood the house. Our pool overflowed. We had to empty our pool. I'm sure my sewer bill is going to be a nightmare. Yes, we're renting. So, you know, none of this has been stuff that we've had to like pay for. We've just had to coordinate it. So that's been good. I mean, the sewer bill I'll have to pay for, but it's for draining the pool. We didn't have a hose long enough to reach the sewer in front of the house, so we had to put it down the tub. So we had the hose going through the bathroom window into the tub drain from the pool pump. So that was an adventure for sure. It took hours. Oh my gosh, it took forever. Forever. It took forever. So, and we didn't have, I guess I haven't told you guys this part of the drama. The pool overflowed, and so we had to drain the pool, and we didn't have, like, on our pool pump, it didn't have anything. It just has like a hole that the water comes out of, and then it just flies all over the ground. And it was just like, this is insane. I'm not doing this. So we had this hose that something like died in, and it's really stinky, so we don't really use it for anything. So I cut the end off with my tonic scissors. So I cut the end off, and I cut it into like a flower shape, and we jammed it on the hole, and then we taped it all around with gaffer tape and duct tape so that it had a seal. And then we ran that hose, the other end of it, we put it through the bathroom window. We took out the screen. We put it through the bathroom window into the bathtub, and we pumped the pool water down the drain. But we didn't empty the whole pool. We just drained it, you know, a couple inches. So it was kind of hilarious. And then we had taped it so well we couldn't get it off. So I just cut it off because I'm like, what are we saving this 2 inches of hose for? Who cares? We already ruined the hose. So I just cut it off. So now we have a hose if we have to do it again, which hopefully we don't. Hopefully we do not have to do it again, because it really took a long time. It took a long time. I know, crafty supplies. Use them all over the house. You really do. So yeah, we'll find out if my sewer bill is like $60. Yeah, see, we couldn't get it to go down the stormwater drain. There was no way. I mean, and the drain around the pool for when it overflows. So it overflows and it goes down this drain. It's connected to nothing. It literally pumped the water from our overflowed pool into our neighbor's patio, which I was like, whoops. But, you know, so, I mean, I didn't do it. And I guess they've just been dealing with it because it's been, I don't know, I mean, how long they've been dealing with it. I know, because so I was just like, sorry. I felt bad for them. But then my sister said she saw them let their dog poop in our yard and didn't clean it up, so we shouldn't feel bad for them. So now we're in a war with the neighbors. That's the truth. So anyways, oh my gosh, they're all singing war in the chat. They're doing it line by line. Okay. So, now we need to just figure out the order we want these in. Oh, Kitty, hello. You're still here. She's still here being cute. All right. So, I want the backpacks on top, of course, because they're the cutest. What the? Okay, this is fixable. I used too small of a hole. That's all. So, it's cool. It's cool. We're all good. I can do it. She is looking for food. She's gonna probably stay here until I go down and give her food. Mr. Lifeguard might have fed her, but if her feeding time is 10, so if she's been up here since 10, I don't know how long she's been up here, then she might not know she got fed. So she might be really mad. She might be like, what the heck? But then she also sometimes comes up here at 10:30 and is like, hey, stop doing your show and pay attention to me. You gotta focus on what's important. All right, see, I fixed it. No big deal. All right. So that one's the cutest, so it has to go on top. So then the next one is going to be the composition book. Then the yellow rulers. And then the letters. All right. Yeah. Fran asks, is 10:30 still shutdown time for electronics? We actually don't even have to have alarms for it now. You know, it's just part of the routine to kind of wrap everything up and read and then go to bed. So it's been really good. It helps a lot. It's a lot easier to sleep if you're not on your phone. Well, or if I'm not on my phone right before bed. So that helps a lot. That helps a lot. All right. Now, we stop like watching Netflix and messing around on our phones and stuff like that so that it's easier to fall asleep, like so that we have time without blue light before bed. So we don't like use technology all the way up into anything that has like a blue light screen where light shines directly in your eyes. So TV, computer screens, tablets, phones, anything like that. The only electronic devices we use are Kindles because we have the Kindles with the lights that go straight up and down so that there aren't any lights shining in your face. And it helps a lot with just going to bed, you know, being relaxed before bed, like especially not being online on the phone helps a lot. Because I find if I'm like just scrolling, you know, it's really hard to just calm my brain and go to bed. Well, this one's a little messed up, but you know, that's what I get for not retracing them. Yeah, I listen to stuff, so I will be on electronics, like I might listen to an audiobook. But I have my library apps in dark mode so that, and you're not, when you're listening to an audiobook, you're not staring at the screen, you know, other than if you need to go back because you missed something for a second or two. So, okay, look. Aha, so cute. Look at it. Look at its adorableness. All right. So now we're just gonna put a little card here. It makes a big difference, Grace. I mean, really. It makes a big difference. I think the blue light is like exciting to the brain. So just even if you're reading something soothing or looking at something soothing, just the light itself is like exciting for your brain. So you can, a lot of phones and tablets now have a night mode, which makes the screen amber, and that can help. I mean, that mitigates it, but we've found just turning it off works a lot better. And just for like an hour before bed. You know, it's not, you know, if you want to be asleep at 11, then just stop looking at stuff at 10, you know. And if you make some kind of night routine, you know, like if you're taking off your makeup and gonna do like a sheet mask and fold your laundry. That's something I do a lot. Fold laundry during that time. You know, listen to music. All right. So I'm going to we're going to look for a card. I'm going to put my templates back in my bag of templates. And let's see what we can do to embellish this up. Embellish. embellish it up. All right. Let's see. So we've got some of, here's the, let's look at the squares first. This might be a good place to use believe and achieve. Look, what if believe and achieve, because it's black, what if we gave it a striped outside? That would be cute. Fran says, but the light controls our lives. Don't look at the light, Fran. Don't look at the light. Oh, also, speaking of light, if you have a problem with tiny black flies, I don't know, this could just be an us problem, but we tried everything to get rid of those tiny little black flies. We tried everything to get rid of them. And we couldn't, but we got this UV light that bartenders use, like behind the bar near the citrus fruit, and that worked. We thought they were drain flies, but we did all this stuff for drain flies and it didn't work. So we didn't know what they were, but they're gone now. Like, we've been trying to figure out how to get rid of them permanently for like over a year now, and like we had this UV light for a couple weeks and now they're all gone. I want to kind of use, I think this is maybe a fun place for the lamp and maybe the bulb on the other side. Your problem is sugar ants. And they love toothpaste too. So sometimes they get all in your bathroom. Oh, we had a pencil this whole time. Oh well. We're going to do believe and achieve with the lamp and the little bulb. But I'm going to give this a border, a striped border, to lighten it up a little bit. Because it needs to lighten up. Fran says her problem is with too many bugs. Well, you live in the country. When I lived in the country, bugs were like, ugh. All right, so I'm going to look and see if I have a piece of the stripe in my scraps, which I don't. So I'm going to have to cut fresh. I'm going to have to cut fresh, or maybe just use the blue, because there's green and red and yellow. I'll just use the blue. So I'm going to cut a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4. I put it by the sink in case they were drain flies. But that kept it in the kitchen. And it was for bartenders. They, like I said, they put it by their citrus fruits behind the bar. And so that's what it was for. It's just it's really small, but it took care of the problem like right away. And it has to be in a dark space to work. So you just, when you go to bed, you turn it on. So that it needs to be the only light in the room to work. So you just only run it at night. All right, so And put that there. And we're going to put that there. We're going to put that there. And that'll be our little scene. Oh no, these escaped. I'll have to put them away later. Ew. Do not want. Do not want. Welcome to Australia. Remember how I told you guys about the book where the Earth hates humans and is actively trying to kill them? And it's science fiction, but like low-key, we already have that with Australia, right? I mean, maybe Australia is like the starter pack and it's just going to spread from there. Like it's just the practice. Come to Australia, we have flies that pee. They have a lot. Like those spiders that make the webs in the fields. I mean, and also those spiders that when they bite you, you can't see them, and like by the time you call 911, you're already dead. I saw those on a soap opera. Yeah, no thanks. No thanks. It's cool. I'm good. Like, it sounds like a cool place to visit, but I'm scared. I'm scared. Oh, I've seen a huntsman spider. Oh my gosh, there's a bug on my desk. It's like they heard me talking. Right when she said huntsman spider, there was a bug, and I don't know why I was like, oh, that's is a spider. No. I've probably told this story before, but when I was in Belize, I went in Jaguar Park, and we did this, like, the physicality rating of the tour that we booked was like a 1. Like, it was basically like, the way they said it was, as long as you're not in a wheelchair or like with a walker or anything like that, you can do it. As long as you can walk, you can do it. And we were like, okay, fine, we can walk, you know. Lies. All lies. Lies. At one point, we had to crawl up the side of a cliff, the mud, and we were literally like grabbing handfuls of mud and roots trying to scramble up the side of this. I mean, like, it was not for people who, if you can walk, you can do it. And at one point, we were caving. We were in a cave in inner tubes, and to get into the inner tubes, we had to jump off a waterfall down like over a story into the tube. You had to try and land in the tube while the guy was holding it. It was insane. All of the lights in our helmets went out when we were in the cave, but he was like, it's cool because, you know, the water will just carry us out of the cave eventually, which, you know, that's really comforting. And this cave was like, the last thing I saw before we went in was a spider the size of a dinner plate. So we're in the dark with, and I'm like, who the heck knows what we're in the dark with? Who knows. And then he was like, oh, and if you get bitten by a snake, try to get a good look at the snake so you can describe it to me so we know, if you need anti-venom and what kind of anti-venom. And we all laughed because we thought it was a joke. And he was like, no, but really, you need to. So yeah, the murder hornets, they landed in like the Pacific Northwest, right? That's where, that kind of area. I thought of our book double whammy discussion when the 14-foot python made the news. Oh, speaking of Florida, I don't know if you guys saw, but a guy was just bitten in the face by an alligator. And he was playing frisbee with the bros, and he waded into brackish water up to his waist where he couldn't see the bottom, and an alligator jumped up and bit him in the face. So remember when I told you that if you're not male and you're not drunk, you probably won't get bitten by an alligator, and that most people who get bitten by an alligator contributed to that situation? This would be an example of one of those times. So things that you don't do. You don't wade into water you can't see the bottom of. You don't go searching for your frisbee in swampland. You just say bye-bye to the frisbee. You just say, hey, frisbee, it's been real. Like, you go live your life and we'll live ours. So I mean, maybe the alligator did want to play frisbee. We don't necessarily know what alligators think of as a good time. All right, so I'm going to just put this here so it looks like it's sitting on that line. Yeah, so, just a piece of advice for surviving Florida. If you're playing frisbee in a swamp, first of all, don't. But if you find yourself unavoidably playing frisbee in a swamp and the frisbee goes into the water, then you just say, you know what, swamp frisbee's over. It's no longer swamp frisbee time. It's time for some other activity that doesn't involve swamps or frisbees. All right, so I'm going to that just sounds like one of those Darwin Award things. Well, I told you, I mentioned this on the show before, but the Tampa Bay Times, which is the local Tampa area newspaper, did an analysis of every single alligator attack in Florida since the 1970s. And they basically found out that they learned that almost all alligator attacks were on men, and men who specifically have been drinking. So they said the number one way to avoid an alligator attack is to not be male and not be drunk. So, you know, if you've ever thought, I'd like to go to Florida, but I don't want to get eaten by an alligator, you won't. You won't. It's cool. Don't worry about it. It's not like they're running around, you know, the Wendy's. Although a guy did try and rob a Wendy's with an alligator. So, like, every once in a while, there might be an alligator in the Wendy's. But that's just, you know, that's very occasionally. That's very occasionally there's an alligator in the Wendy's. All right. So it's done. Oh my gosh, can you believe page B is done? We did it. It's a miracle. All right, so now we're going to just have the whole like, oh, so we undo the string on our belt, which I still love this giant button belt. We're totally doing it again in another book for sure. It's happening. With journaling on the back, we've got the board, and the board runs all the way through. So every time you turn the page, you see the board. Of course, you can put photos on the front of the pockets. I put paper just to dress it up for the video, but this is another place where you could put another 4x6 photo will fit here. And then, of course, the pockets have room for 2 4x6 photos on this tag. And you can put more than one tag in the pocket if you want to. And then you flip, and, of course, you still see that board. Favorite photo. So, from the photos on the backs, there's 4 plus the 2 in each pocket. So, there's 12 photos, 12 4x6 photos just in these 4 pockets. If you put photos on the front, it's 16. Believe and achieve with the little Pixar lamp is what it's reminding me of, because it seems happy. It just seems happy. So that's it. Then we've got this flap, and oh, there's one last thing to do, which is we've got to figure out how to cover up my little mistake there. All right. Yeah, the lamp is ready to hop. It definitely is. It's ready to believe and achieve. Okay, so before I covered up the tape here, it got stuck to this page, so we have a little bit of a tear. Now, one way that I can fix it is I could just color it in with a little bit of pen. I could find a pen that color and just kind of fill it in a little bit so it's not as noticeable. This is a Pitt pen. This is light cobalt turquoise, number 154. Oh, I could have used the Ohuhu markers. I could have. That's true. I could. That would have been a good use for them. So that's one easy fix, because no one, again, we talked about this afternoon, no one is looking at your stuff as carefully as you are looking at your stuff. Little boo-boos that are bothering you are bothering no one else. But if you're like, but it's still bothering me, Kathryn, I would like you to do something about it, then fine. We'll just put a little border strip right there. We'll put a little red stripe. we'll just like run this right along there. And that'll be cute. And it'll cover it. That'll be totally cute. So, is this the exact right size? No, I need to cut a teensy little scooch off. All right, there we go. Yeah, Fran lives in the other Florida. Fran lives in Southern Alabama. She lives in Southern Alabama. I live in Florida, and Fran lives in Southern Alabama. She's in a different time zone and everything. But Florida has 2 time zones because it's like a super wide state. And so the Panhandle is in Central time and the rest of Florida is in Eastern time. So, so you know how Florida, there's like that the stick that's on the top of the Gulf, and then most of the state is to the right of the Gulf. I don't know why the post office thought it was Florida. Alabama and Florida probably fought a war over it or something, back in the way olden times. Queensland is like Florida, hot and humid. Yeah, that hot and humid that's definitely our energy as a state. That's maybe what makes us so crazy, you know? That's why we're like this. Our state flower should just be a drop of steam. It's like when they were redesigning the flag of Miami, and they were going to redo the city's logo and the city's shield and the city's motto and all that. And Dave Barry submitted a mosquito carrying a machine gun, because that's Miami's energy. I mean, every part of the state is crazed in some way. So, because it's so hot, I think it bakes our brains. That's what I'm going to go with. That's our excuse, Fran. It's really not our fault. Okay, so now I fixed it. Sandra says, I want this album. I bought the tutorial, but I want this one. Fran says it's not our fault that we're like this. It's not. Your friend lives in Jupiter. Yeah. I mean, every part of the state has its own unique craziness. Central Florida is crazy in a specific way. Miami and South Florida in another way. Tampa is, to be totally honest, the most normal part of Florida I've been in. But I wonder if it's just because they tried to internationalize it or something. Like there's a lot, they got a lot of business. Fran says, let's not talk about Jacksonville. That's where Sandra lives, Fran. You're being mean. I think of Sandra whenever I watch The Good Place and that guy, I forget the character's name, is talking about Jackson. He's the one from Jacksonville. He who's like obsessed with Blake Bortles. He just shouts Bortles all the time. Sandra's above it all. That's true. That's true. So, okay. So, what we have left to do on this page, page B2. But yeah, we're all, there's something, I think I just don't know the type of weirdness that Tampa has yet. But I will figure it out. I just haven't figured it out yet. But that's right. Sandra's the most perfect person who lives in Jax. So we are going to do, when we come back next week, we'll start, first of all, when we come back next week, we'll have the book discussion. So if you don't want to be spoiled for Footprints in the Sand by Mary Jane Clark, then make sure you read it before next week, because that's book club is next week. And I'll definitely have it done by then. And then we'll start with the insert for B2, so that we'll do the insert. And we'll probably do a spin on the same insert that we used in B1, because that was a fun insert. So we'll either do it exactly the same or we'll do like a twist on it. And then after that, we'll work on the folder. And the folder is, of course, what killed us last time. So, hopefully this time we'll be okay. Hopefully we'll be okay. But, worst case scenario, we'll just do like inserts, normal-ish inserts. So, I think we can make it. So far, page 2's been pretty good to us. So hopefully we can continue with things going so smoothly. So see you next week. I'll have the books up next week for you to vote on. We will do book club. Remember that I'm placing the order for the Glitter Gang tearing tool on Monday. So if you want to make sure for sure you're getting it, then order by the end of the weekend. And tomorrow is the last day to order the T for 3 album basics guide and have half the proceeds from your order go to campaign 0. So that ends tomorrow night. So yeah, so that's great. Thanks so much for joining me, everyone. It was a fun day. Everything went pretty smoothly. Hopefully we'll continue to be lucky. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next week. Bye now.